growing up, I remember we would go over to Aunt Vel's house down there by the railroad tracks, and they Earl Ray and Ransom said they go hunting, and she'd have the big pots cooking up rabbit and squirrel. And
Now, was that over at Graham?
no, here, Madisonville.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, she lived just in front of the railroad track
Because her husband
on
was
Hanson Street.
okay, yeah, just right down,
So when you,
right across that little.
instead of turning and going up over the railroad, you kept going straight on Hanson Street. She lived on the right.
Right.
737.
737. Oh. Now who was her husband?
Who?
Aunt Velma.
Oh, Henry Earl Cunningham. His boy's name is Earl Ray Cunningham.
Right.
They had Nancy Verstick and Becky
Son.
Son. And I don't think there were any more
No.
of them. But,
Now when did he pass away? Because I don't remember him.
who?
Henry.
Oh, Henry died a long time ago. I don't know if he died before we come down here or not. I think we was at the funeral. Must have been. I think we lived at maybe either at Fives or Sacramento. One or the other.
Okay. All right. I don't remember. So.
Aunt Val died after Henry died. And,
So one thing that a lot of people that was unique about is my grandmother and Velma. They were twins, and at the one time they were the oldest living twins. Was that because they were? I remember we had their 75th anniversary at the church. That was when I came home from Iraq in 91? Was that? No.
we had a 75th birthday party at Versnick's home.
No. At the Outreach Center, we had their 75th there.
That was for you when you coming home.
Oh, that's right.
That
Yeah.
was a party for you.
Okay, yeah. So when I was here, and they were 75, but the funny part about this was that they were, now how Velma was 88 or 89 when she passed. Mom was 93. Mama was 93 when she passed. Well, she outlived her sister. But they were roommates for several years at the nursing home.
Yeah.
They had the twins, and even in their old age, they still looked alike.
Yeah,
and
they did, yeah.
And I remember as a child, I would go, if we were at Aunt Vel's house, I would go in and I wouldn't always remember that she was my aunt, not my grandmother, because they just looked so much alike. And they were, oh my God, Mama must have weighed, 100 pounds? She was like 4'10"?
You talking about my grandmother?
No, your mother.
Or my mother?
She was, I always remember her as just being this small little lady.
She was real small, but her mother never weighed 100 pounds with twins. Mama, my grandmother, that would be my mother's mother.
Yeah.
Her wrists were only about like that,
Mm-hmm.
You could go like that. She was real small, and she looked like a child in the casket. she was just little. You couldn't imagine her being pregnant with twins, being that small. She looked like a 8-year-old or 10-year-old. Well, Mama and Papa married. He was 17, she was 13. Or she was 12. She was 12, he was 17. They had their first child when she was 13. By the time she was 28, she had 11 kids. I think it was five boys and one way or the other, so many girls and so many boys. And Papa built that big home they lived in. I think they tore down another one and built it. And it looked like a supply house because the front door was a big double door opening like this, like you back a truck up there and put the supplies in. And people asked me, did your grandfather live, was that a store or was it a house? I said, as far as I know, it was a house because it had bedrooms. Because it means they could have put bedrooms in it,
Yeah.
And they heated it with an old warm morning stove. They never, I can't remember a fireplace. They heated the house with that warm morning stove. Of course, they were popular in those days.